Hi! There we go, Sarah. We're live now.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah,
No.
finally we got it working. Sorry guys, the phone just wanted to be diva.
You've had some internet.
It wasn't the phone being diva, you just don't know how to work it.
That sounds about right.
Don't tell me.
Don't tell the internet.
Don't tell what the internet's watching now, sorry.
The internet knows.
The internet knows. You see all. So we have got our sort of lovely audience over there, including the Ghastly. He decided to join us today. the derpy Ghastly is like,
An in-joke for our previous channel.
yeah.
Hope you're tuning in, guys.
His name is Durpley.
Derply. So Ghastly is Derply. Hi Derply. So we're going to talk about a little bit of world building first, about how to create characters in a little bit, and then we're going to play some Cards Against Humanity. So if you wondered what CAH meant, there you go. So we will warn you, we will be playing and it won't be friendly for kids. So we'll warn you, we will be playing and it won't be friendly for kids. So if you're a bit sensitive or whatever, please, I warn you, when we reach that goal, or get a friend who knows who's got the dark humour. So either way, we're good.
Even if you don't like it, piss off.
Damn. I mean, that wasn't our words. Alright?
Oh, yeah.
YouTube, don't kick us off.
Yeah, don't kill us. Don't give us hate comments like,
They're American, they don't know what that word is.
he's my partner's stream. Just send hate his way. Can you feel the hurt? Like, anyways.
I eat hate for breakfast.
So we'll go.
Damn. You're walking straight in it.
So we're going to talk a little bit about how we well build, because we've actually got different ways of doing it.
Yeah, we'll do like a mini taster, and then at another point we'll come back and we'll do like a big thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We won't go into like something stupid. We'll just.
Because I'm tired and hungry, guys.
Poor Sarah has burst our giving you good advice.
I'm falling apart, but surviving.
Yeah. Surviving in the way zombies survive. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and James lost his ankle along the way.
It's all Ghastly's fault.
It's all Ghastly's fault.
Oh,
So-
don't blame Ghastly. He's living his best life.
He's just wearing a jacket like a baller.
When you dressed up and everything for this, why you don't shoot him down?
There's no love in here.
He's a special guest.
Yeah.
Full
the
VIP
Dirtly.
package.
Yeah, he's a VIP Dirtly package.
Very important Pokemon.
Anyways, so how I normally world build, and feel free to interject any time,
Yeah.
is I build my characters first, and then test them in like sort of role-playing sites to see if they work at 9 out of 10 different worlds. So I'd keep the same core themes of the character, but I'd tweak the history just to suit that world a little bit more better. Like you do the world first.
I do the opposite. So I'm training to become a concept artist in the games industry, and a big part of that is you're usually coming into the company when they're already established in some way, right? And
Yeah.
you're being asked to add a character to a roster. Like if you're League of Legends, they've already got 150 characters. They've already got an established world. You're very rarely changing that environment.
Yeah.
And it's actually very similar to the way I work just in general anyway. So I like to know what terrain am I dealing with, you know? Is it a place where they struggle to have food and supplies? Is it a place where people flourish? And that kind of defines the core aspects of the characters.
Yeah.
And then I look at like personality, emotion and background on top of that,
Yeah.
and kind of make a story that has carved itself out
Yeah.
of the world, you know?
Yeah, which is like
The complete opposite,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
We're like,
we are like opposites to that. I'm like the Yang, I just do the characters first, then build the world around them. And like people like thought at first I was going to go with cutesy fantasy medieval sort of thing, but I went no, I'm going with modern day this world with fantastical elements, so like grounded on this world and kind of put a bit more grit into it and see what I can play with, because I think modern day fantasy ain't played up enough.
yeah, I feel like when it is used, it's in a very like gritty, dark kind of way.
Like grim.
Yeah, like grimdark, right? It's
Yeah.
that's how it's done. And even in things that are very like based in reality, things like Daredevil or something, it's still this dark version. It's
Yeah.
not. It doesn't have the like super jolly happiness of life, right?
No.
It doesn't have the normal, right? There's no normal in any of these worlds.
Admittedly, mine's got quite a bit of darkness in it, but it's more like there are multiple. You got Rainfang, who's a bit of a hyperactive
I mean, I think because I was reading back through the book last night, and I think what worked really well for yours is that you usually need opposites in a book. You need contrast, right? So your characters are very strong, like exaggerated characters. Each of them, not only just in design, but also in personality, right? They're very exaggerated things. Whereas the world around it is like literally like London and that, right? It's like actually our world. And I feel like that works really well. Mine is kind of the opposite. I have these characters who, yes, there is a fantasy element to them, but they're based on my own past, right? They're inspired by people I know. So they've got very grounded characters, but the world they're in is like this Princess Mononoke style crystal forest with like monsters and stuff. It's like, it's the flip of it. And I think as long as you've got that contrast, I mean, in art, we know you always put the lightest thing like next to the darkest thing, and that makes you can see it better, right? That's what makes it strong.
So for drawing theory, really, like we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. So like if you can demonstrate that contrast in storytelling as well, you get something people genuinely, they want to find out more, you know?
And I think like the most common mistake in writing is, I've noticed this, what's it we talked about earlier? Just trying to put my finger on
We
it.
talked about it a lot earlier, man.
Yeah, but we
Some
talked
of it
about
was not on context.
But it was like something about when they build their characters, they end up building a Mary Sue of sorts. And
Yes,
like
someone who you can put yourself into, and that makes the character not a character, you know? They're a mannequin.
Yeah, they're mannequin, you're projecting yourself, but your most perfect self. That's what I was thinking. Like you're not taking your darkness that you've got and putting it in there to make it grounded.
You have to have flaws, both in character. You have to have that, otherwise the character's not interesting. No one wants to root for a guy who wins every game.
Oh, should I?
But you also need flaw in the world as well, right? You need a world that doesn't just have problems in the kind of like good and evil kind of sense, but you need things that are like genuinely a pain in the arse, right? That are just like, oh, this stupid bloody world is glowing mushrooms that randomly kill me, right? It's like, okay, great. Now we've got a scenario that you never see anywhere else, right? It makes things unique.
And to praise one anime and manga in general is Naruto. I think they get this nailed to the T. Like, Naruto is hyperactive, never gives up brat, but he's been rejected. He's got a dark side to him.
Right?
And he grows to be the best over time, and you gradually see him grow.
And that's what we want to see. Everyone wants an underdog story. I think that's one of the main reasons why My Hero Academia is doing so well at the moment.
Oh God, yeah.
Because you have a character who genuinely is at the bottom of the totem pole, and you know he just wants to try so hard. And I feel like everyone can relate to that.
And it wasn't like he was special like Naruto. He was like, he just started out as someone with no powers. Like out of the 99%, he was the one with no.
And I feel like things like that everyone can relate to. You can't relate to a person who gets everything right in life and always sails through everything. You just can't, right?
It's impossible.
But when you see someone struggling, it's like, I remember dealing with that, and you can feel it and you can sense it, you know? And that builds a story that is believable.
Or if you do someone, a character like that, I think the old game, World of Warcraft, I thought it was the name of the strategy one. There's a character who's perfect, who's always a good guy, and you see him fall into darkness, into that Witch King sort of. I think if anyone's played that game, you'll know it. It goes from this perfect character who really fucking annoys you want to punch him, and then you see darkness slipping out of him, little by little, and you chip away at him.
Okay, so I've got a question for you. I'm going to jump backwards a little bit. So, what would be your first steps that you go for to design a new character? Or what tricks would you do to make sure that that character was really strong?
Okay, so first off, like I'm going to use you examples because I've got two people who inspired Rain Fan. So I look at real life people and go, what their personalities, what have I personally gone through that you're similar to me in, or something like that. Like you could be something happy, something sad, or like, and I'll mix elements up of other people, and then I'll go, okay, for X, this is a good exercise for you, right? 3 strengths the character has and 3 flaws.
Nice, yeah.
And that's what I would do, is go for that and then work my way down. So Rain Fang is very comedic. He's very quick on his feet.
He's a little bit of an asshole, but the kind you like.
Yeah, it's like the lovable, you can't slap him, you like,
Do you know where the toilet's are? Just there. Thank you.
So yeah, it's kind of like a lovable asshole. You
Yeah.
know, he's a little bit prankster. You love
Which is
him.
a line you don't want to get caught out on YouTube.
Yeah, and but his flaws, like
Yes.
he's very irrational.
Yeah.
He's very like think before you do.
Yeah.
Or do before you think. Sorry, other way around.
Yeah.
His actions come first, and he thinks later.
But it works well with the character set you've got, because
Yeah.
you've got characters who are the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
What's the girl's name?
Which one? The black one or?
The girl in the first book.
There's two. There's Jess, who's a psychic.
Jess.
She's got a hot temper on her.
Yes, but she's also
Very compassionate.
yeah, and
Yeah.
she doesn't put up with this shit, for lack of a better thing, right?
Yeah.
She's like, no, that's not okay. And I think having those kind of dynamics, I feel like one of my favourite game series is Final Fantasy, in particular Final Fantasy X. And I think what they do very well is they have characters who are literally
Well, Waka
should-
and Lulu.
yeah, or even to like those are two people who get along very well, but in kind of like a tacky way.
Yin
But
Yang.
you've got exactly. You've also got Waka and Riku,
Oh,
who should be arch nemesis,
Right,
right?
they
Based on storyline, but they get along great because they don't know who each other are. And I think having dynamics where you have that
to
complexity
be about.
makes each other better. Like it
Yeah.
makes by having a character that pisses another character off, that character gets to shine and be passionate about something. You know?
Yeah. It's like Volume 2 as well, like Kaz was quickly becoming a second favourite as well, because you see her a bit more as an introvert. And that's her flaw. Like, she's very intelligent, she likes making technology, but she's an introvert character who
Yeah.
doesn't like...
Doesn't express it.
No.
Mm.
And she's very logical, and you'd be like, well, someone emotional could be doing this, and you'd be like, well, why are you doing it? You're being stupid.
Yeah.
She won't... She's not as compassionate as the other characters. Like, she's learning to, but she has that block.
Yeah.
So she's very, not an arsehole version of Sheldon,
Right.
but can be a bit of an arsehole at times because she doesn't understand.
I'm
the
noticing a
things.
theme with your characters. They can sometimes be an arsehole.
Yeah, and no, but I think everyone can be an arsehole. And I
Yeah.
think that's what people fail to when they write the characters is, yeah, you can have bad elements, but there's no times where a character's an arsehole. And this is where we go back to Rura again. The Rura can be a real fucking arsehole at times. And a selfish prick. But you
You're
see,
blaming me for swearing, mate.
I swear all the
Have
time.
you read his book?
Yeah. Swearing
No,
violence.
I'm not saying.
And
I'm
my
not
life
saying I'm
streams, come
swearing.
on.
I'm just giving you crap for saying that I said. All I said was piss, man.
Yeah. I was joking.
Continue.
But
What I was going to mention, actually, just on what you were saying, is I've actually got a character in my book who is the kind of like goody two shoes kind of
Yeah.
character, and she genuinely is. It's not for any like particular reason. She's
No.
genuinely a nice person, but I feel like the struggle from her comes from the scenarios she's left in.
Yeah.
She's left in scenarios where she can't function in that way, right? It's McCanna. She is a good character who is just trying to save her brother, but everyone keeps looking down on her or being like, oh, you can't do that, we're
Yeah.
leaving her behind. And I think you don't have to have the aggressive streak in a character. You
No.
can have the world do that for you, you know?
yeah, you can. And like you say, is like Rock Lee out of the room again. He's that very, you love him, and
Yeah.
he's generally a nice guy.
Yeah.
And this is my thing about perfect characters. You must set them up for the fall.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have characters like that, you've got to set them up for a big fall, like when Carl broke his leg.
Mm.
That wrenching broke my heart. And yeah, he was a little a-hole at the time when he was recovering, but I can understand where he came from.
Yeah,
Like-
that's
If someone broke your leg for a thing you've done passionately, and you can't do it anymore, you get told that, you're
Yeah.
gonna get pissed off, you're
Yeah.
gonna get bitter from
It's
it.
a result of frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you learn to grow from that, and that's what I loved about this anime. I think like what's underappreciated about these stories, even if people have said it a lot, is that sort of character build.
Mm.
Is you set them up for the fall, and it makes them grow, it gives them a flavour.
yeah.
So
So what would you say that a character can communicate about the world in? So when I'm working on concept art, one of the biggest things I've got to do is communicate their entire story in one image, right? Because it's
Yeah.
not sequential art, obviously. So I have to communicate the entire world through one character. And I think a lot of that can be done through costume and stuff, but I was wondering, do you feel like a lot of that is done through personality or anything like that?
Yes and no. You can build up all you want. Like if the character doesn't fit the world, they won't work. And I think we talked about this, didn't we? The RP works. I make sure they work 9 out of 10 worlds.
Yeah.
If they work,
Do you want to explain what that is actually? Because we were
Right.
talking about this. but-
So I go to roleplay forums and I will create a character. So the character, for example, there'll be different sort of themed. So there'll be a bleach theme, there'll be a housing theme, and then there'll be like general themes or Ruby or whatever. And I'll tweak the histories a little bit and their abilities, but their core theme is the same. So for Micaiah, it's power of will to survive and push on. Like that's Nick's theme. Because the shit he gets thrown at.
Yeah.
Like you've seen it in the first bit. He
Yeah.
gets it all.
And in fact,
And he breaks.
yes, I was going to say, just because something is a thing doesn't mean it has to always go right, and you
No.
demonstrate that. You have a character who, fails
And he has
at
to like
their
that
thing,
arsehole as well
right?
for a time. Like,
and you need all the other characters to pull that person
Yeah.
back into what they're built for.
and spoiler alert, one specific scene of Volume 1 that brings Micaiah back a little bit is when he acts like an arsehole towards everyone when he's on the wheelchair.
Yes.
And Rainfang and this is one of Rainfang's weaknesses of work, but it actually works for him this time.
Yeah, to actively piss him off, basically.
To actually piss him off, to get him back into that undepressed state, to get that emotion out of him, to snap him out of it.
Mhm.
And like, actually, I wrenched myself at that scene. Like, if I can feel emotion from witnessing myself, then I know I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
And if I get a mate to read it, like, Lee, you've read both books. When you saw that scene, how did that make you feel, honestly? Did you want to punch Nick, or?
I did, first of all, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was good. What happened was good, though.
Yeah, exactly.
It needed to happen.
Yeah.
Can I answer that? Because I had a very different response to it,
Go
actually.
on.
I really felt for Nick.
Yeah.
I didn't have any aggressiveness towards him. I really felt for him, and I thought I understood what Renfang. I understood what he was doing.
But you thought
But
you could have
I-
done it better.
Yeah, I was because
And this is what
I've
I want.
done a lot of work with mental health and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and it's in reality, yes, that works in the one-off, but that's not going to help you long term. But
No.
it's a character in a book, right? Obviously, I'm not going to be like, oh,
No.
right? No, but I think it's interesting.
The
That-
dynamics.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
Rainfang's more of he tries to push through and just get on with it.
That's
Yes,
the only way he knew how to deal with it. He was trying to
Exactly.
help.
Because you can tell he was worried,
Mm.
but he didn't know how to process it. Unlike Kaz would be logical, Jess is a bit more soft on him, and you got Rainfang just like, right, we need to do something.
and I think, sorry, my throat's killing me. I think one thing a lot of early writers do, that I think we practice a lot, so we don't do this as much, is they will write what they think the story needs, not what the characters would do,
needs.
right? Your characters would act that way, right?
Yeah.
That's how they work, right? Someone else would be like, oh, well, I don't feel like that's a nice way to be doing
No.
this, so I'll do this thing that's better. And in reality, I think it's great to have that conversation. Maybe
Because-
have it in a section at the back and be like, hey guys, if you're dealing with something like this,
Yeah.
right? But the characters should act like the characters.
And this is what I hope to do, because Lee, you had that point of view, you had opposite point of view.
Mm.
I want to spark that controversy
Yeah.
and go, what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think Rainfang should have done better, or do you think he needed to whack him one just to get him back into reality and make him angry? Like,
Yeah.
but like I say, because
But
life,
at the end of the day, Renfang had to do what Renfang would have always done. What
Yeah.
was that? You know?
because I'm very, very autistic, but I have a very strong sense of right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to write that grey area, I want to get people talking, and I want to understand their perspectives.
Yeah.
Like some of it, I admittedly don't go too extreme, but
I've got loads over there, no, don't worry. I just got to survive an hour longer and I'll be fine.
Would you like a lozenge?
Yeah, you dying?
but as we were focusing on it, I want to spark controversy to get these conversations going. What's right? What's wrong?
Mm.
Where's the grey area? Because I find it
100%.
hard to see grey areas. Admittedly, I do. When
Yeah.
I see Lee, how many times you see me struggle with it, you have to calm me down.
I feel like I live in the world of grey. I'm
Yeah.
I'm never someone who's like, oh well, that was the right person, that's the wrong person. I'm always the person in the middle.
Yeah.
And I find it really interesting again, seeing people's responses and seeing
Yeah.
people be like, oh, that was a horrible thing to do. And I'm like, you
And
was
like-
it?
And then you'd be like, yeah, but Nick was in a deep depression state. You just wanted him to feel emotion out of him,
Yeah.
just to get him back
I
into
think,
it.
I think it's good that the characters don't always do the
Get
right
along.
thing.
Yes.
It makes it seem more realistic as well. So then you could like a character,
Yeah.
as you say, you could do something, and then you could say, you think, hang on a minute, that's wrong, you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Going back to what you mentioned about Mary Sue, so everyone's got shit to deal with, everyone's got a problem to overcorrect.
Exactly.
Going back to the Mary Sue thing though, one thing I personally like to do when I'm writing is make a Mary Sue character,
To kill.
have them be like this perfect cardboard cutout, but then bring them back as a character maybe 4 or 5 chapters later and be like, hold on, why are they putting on this completely perfect persona like they can
Yeah.
do no wrong?
Right, so
And-
they're actually something completely different under the surface.
Yeah.
It's like a mask.
Like having that sort of plastic,
Yeah.
everything's fine, and then
Yeah.
revisiting it later and being like, why are you like this?
I
Which
mean-
I think is always
But you
Some
can only
the way
get
to
that with
go.
Jess as well. She wears that mask for Nick and go,
Yeah.
it's going to be alright, but she
Yeah.
knows she can't really do much.
Well, I think one thing I'd jump off on that, and unfortunately the game didn't do very well, but the storytelling in it was very interesting, was We Happy Few, the game that
Yes,
came out.
I had that, yeah.
And you have this like world that either is perfectly pleasant or is a hellscape, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect definition of you could just live in a perfect world and everything would be fine, right?
Yeah.
But you can write that deeper story
Yeah.
that has a completely different set of characters, even though they're the same people, you know?
Because there's nothing wrong with having a character start off perfect, because it's the best way
No.
to,
Make them feel
it's to show you a litmus test of how dark or how good the world can be. If you've
Yeah.
got this perfect idea, like you were mentioning
Yeah.
earlier about the Lich King from World of Warcraft, and then seeing his
But there's
slow
consequences.
seeing his slow deterioration from that, that's perfectly fine. But for example, stuff like, I apologise for ruining the stream for mentioning it, and the last thing I want to do is cause any
Nah,
arguments,
It's
but
fine.
Rey from Star Wars,
Yeah.
had no problem with her in The Force Awakens. I
Yeah.
thought she was cool, I thought, okay, let's see how this character's going to develop in the next one.
But she's hitting that grey area, and I like that.
But
I
there
haven't
are
seen
times in The Last Jedi where it could show a grey area, but then all of a
And
sudden
then it drags her
she'll,
back. Yeah.
she'll be able
that's-
to do anything that anyone can think of at the snap of a
And I'm
finger.
hoping.
There isn't really much
No.
alteration from her from the world. She stays the same no matter
Which is a
what,
problem.
which I don't personally like. That's what a load of people personally didn't
No.
like. It's not because she's a specifically written character, it's because she seems too perfect.
Because she's
Yeah.
not growing. Yeah.
And I'm
So
sorry.
one main thing in Force Awakens, she's able to bust out a Jedi mind trick despite never seeing it before.
Yeah,
Despite the fact that Luke has to actively see other people doing it, and even he started off as a whiny little shit in the fourth movie.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm bringing up Star Wars. I know you mentioned
Oh, no,
earlier.
It's all good.
Neither of us are like.
Yeah.
but I know enough to know where you're coming from, if you know what I mean.
And I know conceptually, like the story
Yeah.
problems, you
The
know.
sign of a good character being affected from the world is how it can either make them better or worse, or a combination of the two. But if nothing changes to that
Yes.
character, you've got a problem
In
with the
fact,
character.
I'll bring up, I mentioned this earlier, Brandon Sanderson has a fantastic series online on YouTube about world building.
Yeah.
And his Mistborn series, I don't know if anyone's ever read it, the Mistborn series, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
The concept is, imagine the Dark Lord already won, and you come in at the end, right?
Yeah.
And it's about how can you make an uprising that can defeat him? And I think that story has the best representation of a character growing I have ever seen in my life.
Is it
Genuinely-
Grim Dark, I'm guessing, as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is one thing. That's Grim Dark done right.
but it's very fantasy. It has a very unique magic system, which is very intriguing.
Yeah.
But it has this character, in particular, Vin, this character who. I'm not going to spoil it, but her growth in that is genuinely stunning, and
Yeah.
she becomes this character who often you find the character at the beginning and the character at the end are different characters, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Young Link and adult Link are different characters, but you believe her. You believe like it's only been this certain matter of days,
Yeah.
and it's still the same person, but she has had that like breakdown and build back up.
Yeah, and I feel like, I tell you what, another example of this, when the run was going, the Superior Spider-Man one. And people don't appreciate Peter Parker. much, because I don't think they see like his struggles when he went through it first, before he became the hero he was today. And Doc Ock brought that back. Like when he took over, spoiler alert if you haven't done read this, he takes over his body, and then he has Parker's memories, and then he becomes good, but he wants to be the better Spider-Man. That's why he called the Spirit Spider-Man. But he takes no shit. Like he will outright kill people if he has to. And in the end, he has all the advantages, and Goblin goes, yeah, but if you do all this and keep your advantages, I'll just kill your girlfriend. And Parker in the back of his mind said, and he's like, there's this sweet talk about sacrificing the body of Parker, because obviously his body's dead. But he sacrifices his control to give back to Parker, save his girlfriend, and say, look, I can't do what you do. I can't sacrifice what you sacrificed to be. And he talks about how he's dead man for it. And it's so powerful. It actually brought a tear to my eye a little bit. Like, and it made me appreciate Peter Parker's Spider-Man more. Because obviously, without the death of Uncle Ben, he wouldn't be who he is today. Because you think about it, he became an arsehole for a while as well after. He became the great.
We get that amazing dance scene with Tony Maguire.
Yeah. No, we're not talking about number 3. No.
Apparently Stanley's favourite.
But yeah. But I'll tell you what, read the Superior Spider-Man run. I think it's got like an omnibus in one book now. But you do end up appreciating Peter Parker more as a character for what he's went through, and every time he's got beaten down, and every time he has given up the advantage, but at great personal cost, and you see that.
Yeah.
Unlike most superheroes, you don't see that. But with Parker, I think you do see that a lot more, and I think people got too used to it. I think Superior Spider-Man does open people's eyes to that, like how much he does go through to get to where he is.
Nice.
He uses his guilt to build his character.
Yeah, and it is based on that, but there's so much he's done as well. Like, outside he's split with Mary Jane, and there's a bit actually at the end of Superior Spider-Man. Mary Jane goes, look, I've got to get out of your life. You're a nice guy and all, but this shit I can't go through anymore. I can't keep losing you, and then.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a really powerful moment. You just realise like, yeah, and then now he's got to rebuild the trust of everyone.
And it is really interesting. A lot of the things we're mentioning, they're character building, not world building. You know, because I feel like we're so different. There does seem to be two separate schools of thought when it comes to it. And things like Spider-Man, it's just New York, you know? Like, you don't need to world build New York, it's just New York, you know? But you world build with the characters. Whereas something like fantasy, like a lot of high fantasy based movies like Tolkien or something like that, it's the world first and then the characters.
And I do feel like sometimes, I mean, very few times, characters do something for it.
I agree.
And that's how I
have a lot of people come to me at conventions asking advice, and they'll tell me this elaborate world and story that
and
they've
then
got.
characters that go.
Yeah, and I'll say, have you made anything? And they just stare at me, and I'm like, do you have anything written down? Do you have an introduction? Nothing.
Yeah.
Because they've spent 10,000 years making a world where the tectonic plates move in an exact location, so volcanoes erupt in a certain place.
Yeah.
They've not worked on characters
How
and
does
story.
it affect them? How does it build on them?
Exactly. So I feel like no matter what route you take, at the end of the day, the thing that matters is story.
Yeah.
You know?
As long as the story and the conflict's there.
Yeah.
But you do need both a strong world and strong characters to carry it through.
Yeah.
And
one can take a back seat for the other.
Yeah.
But there has to be something there that is solid at its core.
Yeah. And each character's got to have a theme to grow from.
100%.
And like I say, the world building, you can build these fantastical things much like, but they don't fit in. That ain't gonna come to shit.
And to be honest, most people are gonna, if they do that route, they're only going to tell you about 30% of that world.
Yeah.
Then they're not going to get to the rest of it because they've spent, their character is only going to walk this route, you know, and they never see all of this that they made.
And the thing is, I've got certain twists on the history of the world and that will be a little bit. But what I want to build, and I've said this on a podcast with Dean once, I think you listened to this one, I want to build where continuity of art changes Marvel and DC. I'm going, look, this is how I build my world, and I try not to rewrite stuff and rehash stuff. It'd be like, this is what happened, that's it.
Yes, I actually
Like the Great Crusade.
No retcons.
I actually got a
There's no time
set
travel.
of pieces of paper, and because mine takes, it goes across 3 different time periods. So I drew the world, then moved it and was like, this is it, like
And
10
history's
years later,
important.
10 years after that, and then I could overlay them, and every time my character jumped to a different time period, I could jump to the right map and make
Yeah.
sure I didn't miss out an event that happened, right? Like continuity errors.
Yeah, I have to admit, like, that's, I think with time travel, people got to be really careful.
Yeah.
And I still feel like the best, my rule of BTS is no time travel, no dimension. Like,
It's
that-
a decent rule.
maybe as a what if for fun, but nothing in that, because like,
Also like an AU sort of thing.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's on the synopsis, so it's not really spoiler what happened in the past few years, like the Great Crusade. I built on that and went, yeah, right, it's a holy war, but what was the real reason for it? Because obviously we knew it was money at the end of it, it wasn't really a holy reason, it's just they used that to manipulate people to do it. And I said, well, humanity got to a point where there was one madman who was paranoid of all the other races wants to wipe them out at that point, and he launched a crusade against Israel because they obviously refugee all these people.
So you could jump loads of ideas off of that,
Yeah.
but it creates its own story in and of itself.
And it does play a huge part of VTS because I won't reveal it, but few of the characters are from that time where they know what happened there and they can recount it.
I think with VTLS, it kind of jumped about a bit because you created the characters first, obviously
Yeah.
a long time ago.
And because I can use this world, it was like my playground. I could go, right, well it is, yeah, this happened, but why did it happen and how does it affect the other
You
races?
built the world separately though.
Yeah.
I remember when you were designing the world, you thought about the worlds and you were designing them, and then you were taking your characters and you were thinking, oh, hang on a minute, this doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
Certain characters in certain worlds, and obviously you were struggling because you didn't want to change either too
This
much.
is why I did the role-playing method straight away, just to make sure they could work in multiple worlds, tweaked.
But you didn't want to affect the world that you created separately
No.
too much.
Exactly.
Because it would be too realistic.
And this is good exercise for you guys at home. If you've got already an OC that you have established and it's well made, instead of just that one world, so say you've got a fancy character, put them in a more scientific world, or put where the laws of magic are different, or a grounded world where there's no magic in there, and see how they act, or even just in a Marvel world or DC.
Or even a completely different environment.
Yeah.
Like, put them underwater. You know?
Exactly.
Have like Atlantis.
They don't have to be that race. So if your character's originally human, make an Atlantean,
Yeah.
stuff like
And
that.
see if it works.
And just make,
Do they function as a
Yeah.
character? Are they interesting?
is the core themes kept within that character, how they roll.
Yeah.
And if you can do it, 9 times out of 10, that's a strong character. Keep it.
Yeah, put them in the DC universe and see if they can actually make a good movie out of it.
Oh,
Damn, guys.
challenge accepted, guys.
I
Can
feel
I
like
just
that's
like one other because you've obviously got your way of doing characters first, then world. You've got world first, then characters. There's also one other way that I do, which is probably a bit out there.
Go on.
It works for me. I don't know if it works for everything else, but I come up with a central conflict before anything else and think, right, who's fighting this conflict?
interesting.
And then I think, and what sort of people live in this world where this conflict
But
can be?
that's still the same character's first concept. Because the things I do
Well, it
try.
depends on what the conflict is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you still kind of what's their conflict.
I feel like yours is story first.
Yeah. So
That's like
it's like,
story.
so then you've got like world first, characters first, then story
That's
first.
how my mum writes. My mum has written a story. I won't go into it because I haven't got permission to like say anything. But she's written a story, and every like 10 years ago or so, she changes the complete world and all the characters.
Yeah.
But she keeps the story itself, and she's testing to make sure that story works. You know.
Yeah, no matter what sort of personality
Or what tweaks you have to
Yeah.
make, as long as the central themes are there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people got to understand. It's not just characters, it's story, it's feeling.
Yeah.
And with HLS, it's more of struggle to survive in a modern world environment with fantastical elements. And I think that works strongly because you're going to get characters with different backgrounds. Pardon me, different cultures that are already established in this world. I mean, you got Jamaica villain as an example.
Yeah.
Someone took away something really interesting. It almost came up exactly where he came from, what time period and everything. Like the theory was really solid. There's just a couple of holes that I was a bit like. He said, I got a feeling he's a villain that means one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, someone figured him out.
Yeah.
Go on. Luckily they were quite a bit off afterwards, but that is,
It means it's translating well. It means you're
Yeah.
getting across things about the character that you're not spelling out.
no, exactly. If you stick with him long enough, you find out,
You can feel it, you can learn it, you know?
learn him and see his perspective.
Yeah.
Because yes, he is a bad man, but what got him there in the first place?
Like, sorry, because I know we was talking about Borderlands earlier, but if you take Handsome Jack from Borderlands,
Yes.
he is a narcissistic, like, you look at him, you go, that's a bad guy, but he genuinely believes he's the hero.
Yeah,
And then when you do eventually get to the pre-sequel, you get to why he thinks that
That
way.
way,
Like,
yeah.
you know, like, and I love
and it's
stuff
great
like that.
background building. And
Yeah.
Handsome Jack is a perfect example. Like, he's this awesome, you want to hate.
You love to hate.
I love the hate. He
Yeah.
thinks he's a hero. But when you see his background, like, I actually felt sorry
Yeah.
for him by the end of it. By the end of the precinct, I felt sorry for him. A bit like, I can actually see why you see things that way. And if you look at the Ravagers from his point of view, they are just bandits.
Destroying that planet, yeah. And there's a bunch of killer things on that planet that need to be dealt with, and he
Yeah.
sees his way as the only way to deal with it, even though there are probably other ways.
Yeah. Sorry, James, you're about to
No, I was
introduce.
just going to say, if you're trying to do a character like that, make sure you differentiate between a character that is evil,
Yeah.
that has good intentions, or a person that just simply believes he is good because he's
Right.
narcissistic,
Yeah.
that has no good outcome to the actions that he's doing.
Yeah,
That can be a tricky slope to slide down.
it
And
is.
there's also, like, you talk about narcissism. There's the importance there of a narcissist doesn't really believe in good and evil, they just believe in their own.
Themselves.
Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way.
So whatever happens, it's just based on that concept. I think actually looking at mental health is a really interesting
It
way to
is.
start with a character. You know, like looking at what are the different stereotypes, but not in a bad way, just in like the medical definitions.
I think you were touching Russell too lightly because I don't offend you.
But I feel like you can really push it. Like
Yeah.
narcissism is a great one to start with to make both good and bad characters in quotes who are genuinely interesting to learn from, you know? 'Cause-
Right.
Sorry, with heroes, you've got that narcissism of I want all the glory and all
Yeah.
this and that, and on the villain side you've got the I want to control everything and make everything in my image.
And
Like
like
this.
fundamentally,
Yeah.
both of them are just I am the best.
Yeah.
You know? Like fundamentally, it's just two people who think I am the best and they've got completely different outcomes, you know?
It's the way they execute it.
Yeah, it is the way you execute the thing, and that is right. But I,
Iron Man.
Exactly.
Prime example.
Exactly.
Tony Stark is his own worst enemy. And this is what I say about negatives of him. Yeah, he's a genius, he's a playboy, and you know, he's generally loved. But he is a narcissist.
Well, isn't the story that Stanley wanted to make a character everyone should hate and then force him
Yeah,
to
that's,
love
that's
him?
why he made him a rich weapons manufacturer. And
Yeah.
had everything
Yeah.
he didn't need everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what he built the story.
But
from.
if you look at all the Marvel films,
So that's a pussy.
yeah, sorry. But if you look at it, like you said, he starts out like that and he's narcissistic. Even as a hero, like, in the first, even 2 films, he still wanted to punch him. And then when you saw him start mentoring Tom Holland, Spider-Man, which best Spider-Man, I'm sorry.
No
yeah.
spoilers, I've not seen it.
I agree, it's
I've not
Right.
quite yet.
You need to come
But
around.
once the one feels throughout, you see him grow and
Yeah.
you see him become a bit more attuned with his emotions.
It's not too emotional either.
No,
But
but
not too-
when you feel for it, you really feel for it.
Before you continue, have you seen the first Avengers Infinity movie yet?
What do you mean first Avengers?
I was
There's
It's
two
two
parts.
parts. It's two.
No,
I
I
refuse to
I
call-
just watched the second Avengers movie.
Yeah, so
I
it's
refuse.
I'm yeah.
I
I'm
refuse
not.
to call it Infinity War just by itself because if anyone's seen it, you know it's a 2-part movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way of getting around that. But it just means that I've got one joke that I can't say because it would be a big fuck.
I'm sorry, I'm really far behind. And
No.
even
It's
though
okay.
I work at Comic Con, somehow I've managed to avoid the spoilers.
Did
I'm
you,
like,
have you
so
watched
that's
Civil
just
War
for
at
that.
least?
Huh?
Have you watched Civil War at least?
No. I have it
There's a-
DVD, I'm just not
There's
up
a
to
trailer.
I'm gonna
Three,
drag you to my
two,
house by your
Don't
ear.
say
One.
it. I
Have
swear.
you seen the trailer?
No. I'm avoiding all spoilers, dude. I've
Don't
done it.
watch it.
Okay, just so we've got a reference point from where to start from, what's the last MCU film you saw?
The second Avengers film.
Okay, I'm with you. Age of
With
Ultron,
Age of
yeah?
Ultron,
Yeah,
yeah.
But
okay.
do you see the crack between Captain and Iron Man?
I know they're supposed to be fighting because I've seen the front cover of them.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's
even
what
by even the same Avengers movie, do you see that little divide between them a little bit?
I see that they're arguing a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you watch their own, you see what I mean. There's a scene that I actually, when someone says a certain line, I actually sympathise with them.
Yeah.
Even though it sounds like an asshole, I actually sympathise.
Yeah.
There's a I think you know the one. Yeah.
Everyone knows the thing that I don't know.
We're just nodding silently, not telling you.
Just don't look at the comments. You're going to be like,
I'm gonna
it's
point.
this line.
Silent mental WhatsApp going on.
At which
Yeah,
point,
don't-
now
just-
we've all got.
Whatever you do, just don't tell her about the part where Green Goblin comes up and saves him.
That's all right.
Captain Britain burst through the window.
Yeah. And the Queen was a bit early going, oh, this is a good day to be an Avenger. Ha!
Johnny English is a-
Psylocke fights the Avengers, leading the
Yeah,
X-Men.
And then Johnny English Dimension Huts for some reason.
They show the new actor for Wolverine as well.
And then like the Kingsmen get involved. It's fucking mess.
Yeah.
But
Who would have thought John Cena would have played the role?
someone's
so
going to
well?
hashtag the
Scooby-Doo and the gang turn up at one point.
Yeah.
It was mental.
You know what? Someone's going to hashtag it. Go, hashtag make it.
Classically,
This will be a
That's
fan
not a
art
DC
straight
thing. It's
Yeah.
like Batman and Scooby-Doo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Speed Racer gave him a lift there.
Yes. I think talk about all that well-being for now. We will go deep into it in one point. If you want to, let me know in the comments you want to hear some. So Q&A time.
Who has questions for us? We make mango.
Yeah. Even if it's not just about story, like
Literally
copyright
anything
advice.
to do with what we do. Even
Yeah.
I've actually I wrote a few documents. I put them on tinyurl.com/vamp panel.
Which I will
It's
put on
the-
here when we come back.
The fundamentals of art, a reading list for learning how to get better at art, and there is also a thing on it. I've written a 2 document all about all the practical bullshit you have to do to get to where we are right now, right?
Yeah.
All the stuff where it's like how to get a convention, how to get your books into libraries, how to
Yeah.
register it correctly. All of that I've written on the document. It's on Google
And-
Drive.
I'm going to put this on now because we skipped the copyright advice panel, but we will go into that at some point because I think that's important to learn. But we're not.
I
A
promise
be all
something I
vendor.
may run for the hills.
Yeah. I might do it myself, but like
Yeah.
this is not the be-all advice. It's more of this is what I've experienced, and this is
Yeah, we're not
The best way to
lawyers.
do it.
Don't sue us because you got done.
yeah. So what I would say is check out your wherever country you're from. Check out your local government
Yeah.
website, and also if you've got a solicitor friend that will consult you, or you get a consultant that does it for free, go with them first because they will tell you the lowdown in more technical detail. This
Yeah,
is
I
what you,
actually I got an accounting consultancy for free. A lot of them, lawyers and a lot of legal and accounting groups will actually offer you a first off discussion
yeah.
so that they can find out what kind of help you need, and then you can spend like half an hour to an hour chatting to them.
Yeah.
I actually found I got enough information from that to not have to pay for another like session.
Exactly.
You might find, oh, I've got a bunch of legal documents I need to write, then I do need it. But
And you
to be
know it's
honest,
boring, but you've got to go through it. Like,
because to be honest, you'll get fined and you'll get your company shut down. It's not worth
Yeah.
it, you know?
not worth it. And I'll tell you what, like, to register your book, I know people go, oh, you can send a letter to yourself. That does not work anymore. I will confirm in England. Because what the reason for that was their first timestamp.
Yeah.
But they don't do that anymore. So it becomes.
Well, you register it with the ISBN now and then put it to
You
a
can.
library.
And after that, you send one copy to the British Library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They send you a letter actually.
Yeah.
If you've registered it, they'll send you a letter and they'll request it, so you don't even have to
And you
think
have
about
to
it.
do it, don't you? You
Yeah.
have to actually send it, like, and then you got to wait to see if they request more books for other libraries around the country, like the big ones, like the
Yeah.
British Library. So, because
Edinburgh.
yeah, because the British Library is a like sort of
It's like a hub.
hub for books. that
It has
are
like,
going on.
yeah, one copy of every single book ever registered. I think
Yeah.
it has. Especially created in the UK. So you can go to the British Library and find our books there, which is quite cool.
Yeah, but like I said, guys, like you don't have to send every republished if you go into different publishers. As long as it stays the same, you just give one copy to them. So long as the story is the same or what you write.
But you do have to use a different ISBN for every single one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've actually written information about that on the little download.
Oh, because the self-published told me I can use the same one.
It depends on if there's any reason it would be determined to be a second edition, then you have to do it. So mine is a second edition because I cleaned up some of the artwork. So because there's even like a minor edit to the artwork, it's a second
What
edition.
about the text ones? Because obviously it's the same thing. It shouldn't be.
If
two.
it's, no, you do have to change it because remember, imagine it like this, you are, you know you can buy like really rare things because they're spelled wrong.
Yeah.
To be able to find them, you need the ISBN.
Oh.
So you need it for each reprint where something's changed. If it's like
I
one
thought we
word,
just changed edition to
something
number.
you can change. But if it's anything more than like one word or something, then you do have to do a new edition.
So when I release two, obviously, because I have to do it.
You would have to get a new ISBN for it.
Because with one, there was only two, and I thought one was
No point. But if you're doing like a decent amount of changes, then yes, you have to, and then you have to write a second edition of it.
Yeah, so I'll do that then for the second one. Thank you for letting me know that.
No worries.
Otherwise I would have got in trouble.
See, even you're learning.
Yes.
So no, I put all that information on that download, and people can get that on Google Drive.
Yeah, so please look it up. I will put the links down when I've got time.
But does anyone have any questions?
Yeah. Like I say, it
Or does
doesn't.
one take parties running?
Just one question,
Yeah.
because obviously you're a very focused young lady. I'm a procrastinator galore, right? How do you put your blinders on?
I'll tell you what, I'll talk about this more another time.
Okay.
I'll give you a little hint. I'm a planner.
Yeah.
I will procrastinate until the day is done if I don't plan it out.
Yeah.
And I have very like strict planning schedules. I mean, on my podcast, I've talked a bit about this for like an hour. So I'll maybe find a clip and then set that or something. But I basically, one of the things, do you remember in school, we had like set hours where we had different classes, right? I do that myself because I work from home all the time. I will say 8 till 10 is working on fundamental studies. Then I have a period of time where I'm working on commission and that. And I find that by making sure I'm doing multiple different things during the day, it's always changing, but that I have a dedicated time slot for each thing. I never end up behind, but I don't get bored, you know? So if I spend, I mean, when I did the books, I was, when it was close to crunch time, I was spending at least 8 to 10 hours a day just drawing pages. And I had one day that was before a print run where I had a 36-hour day. I logged it, it was 36 hours. I didn't go to sleep, right? And that will kill you if you just keep doing it, you know, it's not worth it. So I really recommend breaking the day down into very small, tiny chunks and saying, I'm going to do 1 hour of writing. And honestly, I find once you're into that by like 20 minutes, half an hour, you kind of don't want to stop already because you've gotten into the flow of it. Keep going and then going, right, okay, I'm done, I'm going to go and have a snack, I'll go and watch something for a minute, and then I'll come back and do task number 2. So make sure it's different.
I'm a bit more laid back. This is where we're opposite again. This is an interesting conversation actually. And I'm kind of interested because actually this can help me. But to help me focus, like I will do a whole day when I'm on my own to do the work. But I don't like silence.
No, I can't do it. I have to have YouTube on.
Yeah, I have YouTube or
Yeah.
talking to someone and it keeps my brain focused.
Same.
And people think, yeah, but if you're, and this is why I say you're very, very, very violent. You like noise. It's like, no, I'm the opposite. I must have.
I have to as well, yeah.
How many times have I sat with you and talked when I talk?
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. I have to have something running on in the background. There's points where it's like, okay, I need
Because I
to
get
really
stressed
focus
and
on
lose
this one
focus.
thing. But yeah, 99% of the time I'm exactly the same. Usually I have some podcast on or some YouTuber on talking for hours
Yeah.
on end. And that's the only way I can do it. Otherwise I go mad.
Yeah, and
You can't sit in a box room your entire life
no.
and in silence.
And this is more important. It's for your own mental health sake. Because I've done this to myself so many times right now. Take breaks.
Yeah, take breaks. And go outside, right?
If you get too stressed out for one day's work, don't push yourself to go further. Because once you get stressed out, you can't think straight you will mess up big time.
I mean, I had to get rid of an entire chapter, but I'd
Yeah.
drawn the whole thing because I'd gotten too
Angry.
liquid into it, you know, and like too focused and too overworked. I scrapped the whole thing, wrote a like 5-page thing instead, it was way better.
If
know?
you can't do, like, if you play that 8-hour day, if you get to 6 or 5 and get
And you're
burnt
just
out,
not doing anything.
doing anything.
Walk
You
away.
don't focus on
away.
one thing for too long.
yeah,
Yeah.
Keep it interesting.
do it as long as you can, but don't break yourself.
Because I think that's the problem I've always had. Like I told you earlier, I've been working on my story since I was 15. I'm 26 now. But it's because I get stuck on a chapter, and I just look at the chapter
Yeah.
and I think
And
this
you
isn't
get
working, and I
angry,
scrap
and
it
you
and
get
I start
stressed.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I want to do like, oh, I'll do a bit of chapter one, no, I might mosey on over to chapter 20.
That's one of the biggest
Yeah.
things I recommend to people.
Right.
Do whatever you feel right now. If
Yeah.
you feel the action scene, but it's chapter 25,
Yeah.
just do it.
And if you watch something and it inspires you and you've got this
Yeah.
thing, write it down, edit it, make it yours, do it.
But just do that one section of feeling at that point. Fill everything in afterwards and go, okay, well, it doesn't quite fit, so I'm going to change bits and pieces.
Yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah.
Ask
But
yourself
it's
questions.
so much more inspiring than sitting and going, well, I've got chapter 1 and chapter 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like mind-blowing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've done this before. You probably,
This was one of two. This was my one. I got burnt out.
And then you rung me up and said, well, basically, you had a break, you're tired, you just want to chat shit for a while.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you'll say, oh, hang on a minute, you'll be doodling away.
And
And
then
you'll
it
lose
comes back.
concentration. You'll lose concentration on the conversation. I'll say, James, have you got something to do? Do you want to go? And he'll be like, yeah,
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
And it's true. And I don't mean to be rude. Sorry for the guys who haven't experienced this with me, who know me personally, but I do feel.
I know you're not being rude though. That's the thing.
No.
So you need to go now.
Yeah,
It-
I fade out. I
Yeah.
fade out in conversations and I'm like,
Because my
Suddenly
brain's
I'm
playing
in a
out the
different
scene.
world.
Yeah, your
Exactly.
brain starts playing out the scenes of the book.
Yeah.
and it's not, we're not intentionally doing it.
No.
It's just that,
'Cause you
it's kind of like you come up with your best comebacks in the shower. It's like the moment you
Yeah.
focus on something else, then your brain starts working.
Yeah, or it could be just a trigger, like you were saying. Or when I talk to you, you say something, and then my brain, that word triggers something
Yeah.
in my head.
Because I've known you so long, I can see the cogs start to
Yeah.
go around.
It's like, Common Pop, when he was with me last year, my mate died of coma, sepsis. This is why I'm doing a gene from sepsis and family action. So sorry for the sad bit there. I remember we had a conversation. And this was during Johnny 3 during Jess's of a backstory. And you said something about walking away, and my brain just went. And I had to sing in my head. And I had to cry while doing that scene because my brain, it was so powerful what you said to me. Because I think we weren't talking about I at that point, we were talking about someone who was really toxic.
Well, the triggers are really random though, aren't they? It's the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, really
it could
random.
be a word, it could be a scene, it could be any or
Sometimes it's
emotional.
even just one line in a song,
Yeah,
you know?
or like a death scene or something
Or
like that.
even just like a certain set of colours,
Yeah,
right? And I'll be like, I know what that is.
yeah, I know what I want to convey.
Yeah.
That's like how a smell can take you back to your mum's kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly
Yeah.
that.
Exactly, and even food scenes, or you go to the kitchen, smell something, and you're struggling, like say, like, I don't know, you want to have this intense scene where a character is really upset and down, and you want to use food in their scene to make them think of something, and then, yeah, like your mum's cooking or whatever,
Yeah.
like it will trigger like that.
Awesome.
I know it's weird, but using
No, I totally get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I'm exactly the same.
Thanks for your answers, guys.
have that, but yeah. But thank you for bringing that up, Lee, because
Yeah.
I think this is where people like struggle is they push themselves and burn out, and then they don't want to do the story anymore because they're getting so fed up with it.
100%.
Well, bouncing ideas, I think I'm alright. I've done that lots of times. Like we've been talking because I'm coming to the end with Cheeky Fun Time season 2,
Yeah.
and I said if you want to throw a character in there, like
Yeah. And then I was like, all of my characters are like emo, like.
yeah, but I can play on that.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
the
mine
thing.
are all like edgelords.
Have you seen the Cheeky Fun Time stuff?
No,
Sorry.
well, I've seen some of the like advertising done. I've not seen the actual thing yet though.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Do you like Ruby? Have you seen Ruby TV?
I know of it.
Yeah.
If I start talking about Ruby, I'm leaving the room.
No.
Just because I haven't a call.
No, don't spoilers. There's a chibi like comedy one,
Right,
where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like cute little versions of them, and it's just them. But me, it's more full of breaking shit.
Yeah.
Like literally, the last one I did on my one was interdimensional shenanigery. That's when I do it. If it's comedy, I do it.
Yeah.
And it was one of the characters. The guest character has a real Iron Man suit, but he thinks it's decent cosplay. Everyone's like, how did you build that costume? He's like, well, it was made out of crappy cardboard, and I don't know. And then you see back in the Marvel world where Tony Stark's wearing a couple shit version of suit, and you got Loki appearing in the background, trolled.
Oh, dear.
So he's obviously switched the suits, but yeah,
Awesome.
I like interdimensional fuckery at times. For comedy use, I think it's brilliant. Especially when you can go, what can I do to really screw with the characters?
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously, after 22, when I started doing Chibi Hunter, it's a good way for me to blow off steam. I have to admit, because VCS has comedic moments, but I'm always grinding on serious character development with hints of comedy, hints of this, hints of that, and sometimes when you just hit a block, you just want to do something fun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. 100%.
hopefully, if your character come in, I really want to use this aspect of certain characters, how they interact with a regular character. Because I can see, for example, Grandfang winding him up.
Yeah.
And playing pranks on him to make him smart. Yeah.
Evil
Like,
cringe.
fucking werewolves.
Yeah. Vampires.
Yeah, and then you got like Jess trying to cheer up, like slapping him while he getting so frustrated with him.
Yeah.
Casboy just invented a machine just trying to make him smile.
Oh my god. I can hear the madness happening.
Yeah. So you got aspects, and you got James Vampire, he's another moody character. Like they sit there just, that's it, that's what I'm having, sit there just being grumpy.
Alright, what do you think of us taking like a 5-minute break and then setting up cards?
Do you know
Because I'm
what?
gonna explode if I don't go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Like,
go on.
legit.
I was literally with you then, I was like, I need to go too.
We can carry on a little bit until you come back.
Sorry guys.
I didn't want to interrupt, but
No.
I'm dying.
It's fine. That's the magic, people. Magic.
Yes.
So, anyways, James.
Lonely.
No, ever so.
You were saying?
Oh, Garson lost his bottle card.
Yes.
Oh, look, James bless his heart. He's giving Dirtly to Garsley another card. I've got a feeling there's going to be fat arm. he's had enough. Even he's had enough. If you can't see the drawing, like if you watched back earlier, something to Garsley, it's actually like really good for a first timer. And
New to the KKK range, this wonderful raincoat.
demonetization much, people. But then again, we have put a pre-warning against humanity. This is the type of humour that will be coming out on the battlefield. So
Okay, just one suggestion for rules of that. You mentioned that you wanted me to judge everyone's stuff. You mentioned it will be either best of 3 or best of 5, whatever.
yeah, we're going to try and make it a short game. I think.
Mainly because I know most of the responses in there.
Yeah.
Everyone has one chance to just make up whatever the fuck they want.
Blank cards, basically.
Yeah, but everyone has one chance to do that. Everyone has one opportunity to just say whatever
Oh,
the
that's
hell
going
they
to
want.
throw me on the spot.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm actually quite
You
interested.
know more about my humour than anyone else here. Everyone else, I just want to see everyone think on their feet.
Yeah, it would be, it won't be good because it'd be quite a good creative aspect. Lee, do you want in on the Cards Against Humanity when the others come back?
I've never actually played it before.
Yeah, well, this is the fun next time.
They'll teach you.
It is literally like, James, do you want to get the cards now? Actually, we'll go through it with the audience. So people who haven't played Cards Against Humanity, I feel like a lot of people have by now, so all you guys should know really well by now, like, what to do. But it is a very dark humour in the sense, there we go. I still haven't opened the card in there apparently as well.
If you can see backwards.
If you read backwards, well done, give yourself one hand clap. I don't know why I said that, but there you go. So, you've got the black, so go on, because he's going to be sitting with us. So, obviously you've got the black cards, which are your question cards, and some of them have blanks, or some of them just try and answer. So some of them might have a two answer thing, or whatever. So what you do is your white cards are your answers, and some of it like like the forearms of Vishnu is an example card you put on top of. In the CIA, now interrogates enemy agents by repeatedly subjecting them to and then forearms of Vishnu. And whoever's judging at the time, you have to get their sense of humour or say something really stupid or that, and then they judge which one's the best response. Now, there are some risque stuff in there. We will warn you right now. So if you are sensitive, guys, or put your chair forward, I don't care. So come on, come around this side. Lee, you want to come around? So yeah, so basically it's whoever gives the best response wins. Now we're going to try and do maybe the first of 3 or whatever. We're going to keep it trying short and sweet because Sarah's breaking right now, bless her heart. So she's been quite a soldier today, actually. She's got horrible cold stuff. I'll tell you what, because of the roomage, James, mine's sitting on this side because it'd actually be good for him to judge. Because we can see everyone then.
Yeah.
So,
If you sit on that side, yeah.
wait a second.
Because you would be our host for this evening. Cards Against Humanity is hosted by Joe. So, do this, like, normally you take it in turns and everyone gives you the white cards, but we're going to do a little bit differently. Huh?
The camera just moved, or was that just...
Yeah, it's just vibration.
Okay.
Because I'm like, yeah, I don't say that.
Glumping. I think is the
Oh,
word already.
Yeah, I act like a Goliath, so.
Despite the fact that I sincerely doubt it, if any of you recognise my voice from Raven Stream, you know I'm a cold, absolute shite.
So, our secret objective is to try and actually make this bastard laugh. So,
that's why I suggest the 1-3 reign where they can just say anything, because...
yeah.
It's for me, I've never met you before, I don't know your sense of humour, but
Exactly.
we'll see how you like
Okay.
me.
Let's just stage it. You've been with this guy for a few hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
worse than him.
Okay.
Okay?
yeah. Well, we'll see about that. Like, Lee knows me well enough when it means get humanity, that I go into very dark territory.
It's just, I'm just finding
Every
it
time
like
you
kind
mention
of with the right looks, just like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like six, please.
an expression says 1,000 words.
Yeah. So, James, what was that?
I said, and like every time he says that he has a darker sense of humour, I say, fucking try me.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a dark sense of humour off of each other. Like, but I think. Oh yeah, you've seen it a couple. Like, you've seen it a couple of times. I would say at least. Like, the only reason I don't hit my worst is because when we used to play in pubs, I had to be really fucking careful with what I said.
They said the same taskmaster.
Hold on, my friend is actually putting, for his birthday, he's putting together like an actual taskmaster. He's going to get a group of people and he's going to film them over 6 months. Ooh,
To draw from.
This technically could be similar to taskmaster. Beautiful
Okay.
system.
You
like,
do have
So shuffle your deck.
Little ghastly home!
Look at him, he's so happy up there, isn't he? He's like the co-host.
No, the main difference between that is I just can't bring it in me to hurt him.
Shall we give him a voice?
No.
Shall we? There we go. So James can interact with his co-host. Howdy how!
Derby is now hanky. It can be like, hi.
Hi.
Like Greg Davies, sometimes you've got to cross streams.
Sounds like a stoner, accurately.
A bit Daria.
Yeah. So it's just about 7 cards, I think. That would be
About 7, yeah?
about 7, yeah. Like, we're not going to go over serious with this. So here we go, guys. I hope you do enjoy this. Oh dear.
Are we supposed to get black cards as well?
No, black cards is what you get for a
I'll
war.
put them around here just to simplify which ones you get.
So here we go. Here's your host for this evening. Welcome to Cards Against Humanity with Vamp the Lost Soul, Sarah Charles from Chronicles of Geyser, and the random voice actress, and my mate Lee here. Just to tag along here. And this is your host, the one that's been on the live shows that sounds like a bony old bastard, James Duncan! Woo!
Yeah, he tried to get his wife here, but she had other things to do, so hi.
Mainly, yeah, I won't. No, I'm joking. Point mostly Red Dead.
He saw me one time stumbling the streets of Craven and thought, he's influential. I can convince him to do something like this. So for a free meal and a warm coat, I'm here hosting this show. Okay, so I try and do my best. If I sound like a miserable bastard, then, well, that's your fault for tuning in.
Damn.
I mean, Dave is showing repeats all the time. I mean, you've got something to use your time up for. I mean, what the hell are you doing here? Obviously, for the great insight. So,
And the insults.
kid, of course. So, Raven, I'll let you pick the first one. 1, 2, or 3.
We'll go 2. Let's go in the middle.
This one?
Pick in the middle, yeah.
Okay. What do I drink to forget?
Ooh.
Raven knows this list like the back of his hand, and believe you me, he will need a big fucking hand.
Repeat one more time, sorry.
What do I drink to forget? And like I said before, you all have one opportunity just to say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
If you feel like you've got absolute crap cards, just do whatever comes
First
down
one's
to
gonna
it.
I'm ready.
What was it again?
Say that
So if you got cards you don't think that's going to fit that question, you could come up one. This is 1 get out of 3 lines. So he suggests this, which would be fun.
You can just say whatever the hell you want, whatever you think might be offensive, whatever you think might fit
no
this.
ideas, but also don't have cards.
Hey,
Then,
I'm happy with my
then
hand.
close your eyes, put the card down, and think of America.
Just gamble like the Tory government are doing.
Oh!
Just gamble. Okay, just take a punt. Say anything you want and hope to God that you don't lose your job within the next 6 months.
So right, I'll put. So
Okay.
once you chose your card, Lee,
Yeah.
or you're going to say something random, place them in front of you. I think what we'll do is we'll read it out to you.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
read it
What's
out.
the?
Or I
I thought it had to be anonymous.
Yeah, it's supposed to be anonymous, so he can't pick his favourite.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
true.
right. So we
It's
can
alright,
just
put it
get
out in front like that.
You know what, fuck it. I'm turning around. You shuffle the way you want to, and then I'll...
Okay.
Right, so I need to pick.
Or say a random thing.
I grabbed this
So this is his first time, by the way, blessing. Lee over here.
I grabbed this desk for a bit of power. Now you're telling me I have to exercise and come up and get these freaking cards.
We're going to come. So that's 3 of them. And
That's
Lee.
okay. I'm gonna say, can we just make a rule here?
Yeah.
If you don't like any of your, pick a number of them, shuffle them back into my deck, and take some from my deck.
Yeah, because he's a noob, so we're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. Just take that.
What's the
one.
question, James?
what do I drink to forget?
He's smiling. I think he's got something.
No, no.
No, sorry. It's just, nobody has this light. So
If you
Like,
find
you don't
something,
see-
put it in that pile and then
I'll
tell
just
me
swap
to pick
some
it up.
cards with you.
Yeah. How many cards are you taking out? 2, and then I just give you 2.
if you get something dark on them.
Any better? It's okay.
Just bend over and think of America, boy. Think of America.
I'll put that
Okay, there we go.
in. That joke makes me feel I'm doing so.
Okay.
What I love about it is every round I go, I'm going.
Plot twist. Then
Oh!
again, the plot twist. I was never drunk, I'm just depressed. Coat hanger abortions.
I love you forever right now. Put that down.
Then again, people in my college class exist, so they didn't work. Or the boners of the elderly.
I mean, that's traumatizing.
In America, everyone's trying to forget the...
I mean, really though, good for them. I mean, they're still going at it after all these years.
Okay, let's just put it like it's not even a contest, it's the Hillsborough disaster.
I was coat hanger abortion.
I was the elderly bonus.
You get your first black card.
Oh
There
shit.
you go. Lee, Lee's my first time
And it's as
play.
easy as that.
I didn't mean to throw it on the floor.
I feel like Lee should come up and accept his gift.
Yeah.
That'll stay there. So,
Alright.
okay, so
And you know what, in future live streams, if we do this more often, I think what we can do is like do our own deck thing again and get him to host, because obviously Wolrd, he can come on and me. And what we can do is sort of have our faces on the cameras and then just put our answers ready.
Oh, yeah,
If
yeah,
we can find a way of doing
Yeah, I'm
that.
perfectly happy being the host. I get twice the glory and half the work. It's, it's just like being a voice actor.
Oh, shots fired!
Hey, I'm the judge here. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Next question.
And for the record, I was quoting Futurama.
Judge not lest you be
Hey,
judged.
I was quoting Futurama. I wasn't judging you. So, okay. So, Lee, 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, he's going for the middle again.
Okay, going back to the whole situation of the wheelchair you mentioned earlier in your book, I learned the hard way that you can't cheer up a grieving friend with what?
Oh, punch him in the stomach.
That's actually a kick, mate. I can't.
Oh, right.
Like, is that going to be your free reign, or are you
No.
just checking?
But it was funny. I liked it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna risk it.
Whoever initially drew this card, I physically
Okay, one of you, I keep forgetting, one of you's got to fucking shuffle.
Yeah. Shuffle and then one of us will shout deliver. I think it's probably gonna be me. Stand on the river, one down he may take you. I think that's gonna be us in this fight.
Ready?
Do,
No, not happening. All right.
If you think I'm getting up, you are.
Here's my
You've
assignment,
got so far
darling.
to walk round with.
There's a window over there, go fucking look at that. Okay. I learned the hard way that you can't cheer up a grieving friend with the sudden appearance of the Go Compare Man. Also known as Raven's part-time job. I learned the hard way you can't cheer up a grieving friend with Miley Cyrus at 55. Believe me, you can't cheer her up at her age now. I learned the hard way that you can't cheer up a grieving friend with an easy steampunk strap-on. Believe me, you're not trying hard enough. I learned the hard way that you can't cheer up a grieving friend with the hose, which, to be honest, could link up with the steampunk dildo. I mean, 2 are horrifying, the other are just things that I would want to buy online anyway, so... Okay, not for myself, I just got to buy Christmas presents.
That reminded you.
Friend who needs that.
Raven, be careful of the present that vibrates. Miley Cyrus at 55.
Ooh.
That was me.
Raven,
I
you
was the
get one.
Etsy steampunk. Oh,
That
right.
one.
Okay, so I'll use one.
For the right one.
Ready? Okay.
Okay, this one, look at them. 1, 2 or 3.
It's your turn to pick because you won,
No.
right?
No,
Oh, no,
no,
we're
no,
going
no.
that way. Okay, I'll
Just
go
take
numero uno.
Ah, being the rebel, are we?
Okay, 2-parter.
Oh.
Oh no.
So when you come up, put them in individual piles, put
Yeah.
the first response on top, second slot underneath. In a world,
So
Rabbit.
first slot.
So it'll be the first answer and then the second answer.
the second answer will go
Oh, you
underneath.
get
Yeah.
the gist.
No.
First will go on top.
If the second one goes underneath, then when you pick it up, the
No, I
first
was-
one you see will be
I
the
know.
second
Yeah,
one.
Because I was going to say, if they're in individual piles, I was just going to pick up the first one off the top.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
In a world ravaged by what? Our only solace is what?
So first one on top.
Whilst you're thinking, you could have had, when I'm a billionaire, I shall erect a 50-foot statue to commemorate the blank. Or, how did I lose my virginity?
I had a really good one for that.
So in a world ravaged by what? What is our only solace?
Finding something that makes sense.
So second one's on the bottom, yeah?
Second one on the
Yeah.
bottom.
Second one on the bottom.
Sometimes a lot of times, especially when I'm playing evil apples,
Yeah.
I find that if there's a two-part question, they don't have to make sense, they just have to have dick puns.
Or
Which is why...
always a winner, shitting in Bugsy's eye hole.
Which is
Always a winner.
Which is why we give you the option to say...
That is actually a card, guys. I am warning you, that is a card.
Alright, are we all ready?
Yeah, you're ready. Host.
Are they all there? In a world ravaged by Jedward, our only solace is gladiatorial combat.
I love that one.
Would Jedward be running the gladiatorial
No,
combat?
they're who we're putting in the ring.
Oh, okay, well, that's perfectly acceptable.
I'd be there with the whip and the shot collars. Then I would go see the fight.
I don't need their hair anymore.
You get the impression that you're not taking this seriously. Do I have to dock you points because you're one of the only two people who have them?
Oh,
You got told.
look at him, his gears his toes head like, what can I sass him back with?
In a world ravaged by fingering, our only solace is having a penis. I can't even laugh at that because that just makes sense.
That makes too much sense.
In a world ravaged by world peace, our only solace is Jade Goody's cancerous remains.
We did warn you, kids.
If it's just a remains, you can't say anything racist, so
Yeah.
that's no help. In a world ravaged by genuine human connection. On that note, hi everyone. Our only solace is grave robbing.
Oh, I can figure Rob Zombie songs now.
Yeah, it was funny. Fingering and penis.
Hey, I had the Jade Goody one. I was like, that was my one savage one.
Mine was Jedward.
If there is only one thing I like more than dark humour, it's logic.
I will do one
That's good
good.
to know.
I have to admit, I did see a smile crack, so you're getting there, you're breaking him slowly.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I thought a world ravaged by world peace sounds horrible.
If I only had these two cards earlier.
okay.
What's my pick, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
take your pick.
1, 2, or 3.
Three.
Not tricks.
This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with what?
With whatever that was.
That's it, that's it.
Sorry.
She ain't playing. Fucking no door. She ain't playing. Fucking no door.
So it's the way the world ends.
Yeah,
Not,
so,
not with a bang, not with a what?
So this is important. Is the word A finishing that sentence?
No.
Okay.
Not with a bang, but with what?
Okay, there we go.
okay.
Okay, I didn't mean to
Lee,
be rude,
you've
but
got to get out of
I
jail
never-
by you can say anything in your head.
I never,
even if
just so I
it's
can remember, I never got your names.
Sarah.
Sarah?
Louise or Lulu. Whatever one you want.
I just wanted to make sure because I wanted to berate you for saying that you seem to be the only person without a point. Are you going to break this combo or am I going to have to?
Hey,
Well,
if you aim to fail, you're always pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
now I can see you're the type of person just.
Well, at least looking forward.
Never a concern. There's not much going on up here.
Oh, you
You
see,
can't roast me if I roast myself.
Knowing me, I'll try.
in her mind, ravaged by emptiness, there's only cobwebs.
Very true.
With me, it's very rusty gears. Like, and
It's
you've
like,
got
you know, in Inside Out,
Yeah.
there's like all of the emotions. There's just like one little bit of disgust left going, ugh.
Oh, well, like you inside out.
Yeah. Oh god, this place is a mess.
He's speaking like.
I don't know, I'm getting all, I'm too
Do
stupid.
you want to use your gal? See, I think all of us are special.
It's
aren't we?
easy, but if it's something, you know, clever, I'm like,
Yeah, it's good, but come on, you know James well enough.
I just,
Or you can just come
I've
up
got
with
something
something.
funny and something
Come
serious.
I'll tummies, I guess.
So cold.
That's
really cool.
It blocked out for some reason.
Barely back.
Oh, hello. I am offended by that comment.
What one?
I don't know. There's some... It's just Baker, etc. Hi, I love you, dude. Go on.
Wait, what comment? The
The
one...
KKK one, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, good, thank you.
I didn't see
I
that.
didn't hear.
It's very
It
exaggerated.
was when you were having a slash, I put that on, but I made the hood stand up like that.
Yeah.
I said it was a KKK hoodie.
Yeah, I did kind of pre-warn this is not a game for light hides.
No, absolutely
This is
not.
This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with the big bang.
I mean, fair.
Savage!
Not with a bang, but with a gentle caress of the inner thigh. If you're with me, maybe. Not with a bang, but with 400 years of colonial atrocities. Well, the world's still going now, so that's untrue. Okay, this one wins purely because of the quality of the other three and my personal music taste. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with special musical guest share.
If I could turn back time,
Yeah, don't be her singing. That sounds too
I
natural.
was the big bang, I had really shit cards and I thought, there goes.
yeah, it fits together.
So beautiful.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, right. She was asked how to get in, and now I've stopped the stream.
Oh,
Okay.
live, man. Come on.
Hold on. Shit. I can't argue that. Sorry. I need another phone for this. I apologise.
I think we're still alive.
Alright.
And on that cue. 1, 2, 3.
Me. 3.
This is your captain speaking. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare for what?
So what? This is. I'm not going to get another opportunity to use this one. Remember, guys, this is the first of 3.
Which means he might win right now.
Mm-hmm.
Said only
I'm
for reason
torn
for him
between
to
two.
face.
I don't know, like.
It's so cold.
I'm surprised Lee got one, though.
You got the first one.
But then again, he's got all sorts of sense of humour.
Why not?
He's also got beginner's luck.
No, some of them are.
Some of them are, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you got mixed. Hold on.
Like my Jade Goodies Cancerous Remains one.
Yeah.
Which on a good day would have normally won.
Where's he? It's just there's some really bad one. Like,
You're right over there, buddy.
hey, do you want to switch out your cards? Like,
Just in case you were considering it, I'm not going to do the instant win for Madeline and Cat, okay?
Okay, yeah.
oh god, that.
What's that one?
Instant win if you've got Madeline the cat.
I've done that way too many times, so that's kind of a get out of jail free card.
Like, there's a few like cards that kind of instant wins. Like, unless like that person doesn't have that humour. Like,
It's the Blue Eyes White Dragon of Cards Against Humanity.
yeah. Or you get the what was the one I did one time? Like, what was the superhero duo? And I put Ziggy Savile, Maddie McCann. And people just looked at me and went,
No.
wow. It was the look of, it was funny, but wow.
Yeah.
I went there. I'm sorry, if you show me Pandora's box, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
It's like the whole, do you know Sainsbury's are selling sex toys now?
What?
Sainsbury's are selling sex toys.
Alright.
I'm not, no, like, this is like a family friendly thing and they're selling that.
Well, their old slogan used to be try something new today. I mean,
Oh, no. This is what I did. The only, was it?
you know?
Eat well for less. No, waiting for the lead. Eat well for less. And I turn around and someone was working down that aisle, working with it. I turned around and went, scream well for less. And then there's like just slogans like feel the difference,
Actual example.
said taste the difference.
I've no idea what that is.
See, I should be there.
Prepare for just touching David Benn's hair. Or whatever's left of that. Prepare for my collection of high-tech sex toys. I bought them off Etsy, they're steampunked. Flying sex names.
I can never get that card. Never.
I mean, I knew there were porn parodies of it, but Samuel L. Jackson would be in Flying Sex Snakes.
There's motherfucking sex in that motherfucking plate.
Fasten your seatbelts, prepare for cheeky bum sex. Whereas the card also says cheeky bum sex. Yeah, that one.
There you go.
Damn it!
I was fine.
Snakes.
I kind of felt like I
I'm
was,
sneaking snake.
I felt like I was working with you. I just thought you
Just to encourage everyone, I'll pick one out of the pile here. Just think of whatever you can.
Okay.
Like a last bonus, right?
Yeah, so
Well, Raven has won. This one is worth 2 points. It just means no
So-
one comes last or joint last.
Yeah.
You can split it if you want to fuck them up.
I mean, no one's coming to it.
there we go.
You're ruining my tryout video for Dave.
So we've got to think up something.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going
Oh, we're
straight
not
to the
using
improv.
cards.
No,
Yeah.
we're going to use our imaginations on this.
Oh my god, but I hate pressure.
Get used to it.
It's okay, I can't do it.
This is the final 2 pointer one. Shall we say 3 points so someone actually gets a hit?
You know what, fuck it. I could just say it's 4 points.
Yeah, go on, 4
Making-
points.
Making everything beforehand completely
Completely
useless.
useless.
Unless we get it.
Yeah.
So, that one. Fuck that, that's a custom card. That's right. I killed who? How, you ask? This way. You want me to skip that one? That's shy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, go on.
A little bit.
What brought the orgy to a grinding halt?
Oh shit. That's my answer.
No. I've got an answer. I actually got one for this.
I have one, it's shit, but I have one.
You
Can I
can,
use this one?
you can either make up your own one, or shuffle your decks and then pick the top card.
Yes. I think I might do that just for
I've got one in my head.
Slot.
I'm going to be the rebel, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to.
You're going to pick one. You guys are going to shuffle your decks and pick the top.
Yeah, because I'm a pussy. So,
No, it's fine. To be honest, I get off on power, so.
And for people at home, for what I'm about to say, I apologise for that shit.
we shuffle it, we just pick the top card of the deck.
Just like shuffle it in.
Just because he's that pompous, I'm going to make him say it last.
No, I will apologise because it's kind of like my go-to dark humour. So.
Bear in mind, this is on video, so if this turns out shite, everyone will know.
And then you can boo me. Got my official. Not that really.
But it's-
That was pre-ejaculated booing.
I've got the books to
And it
throw
was
at him if
what?
he needs me to.
And I believe it was what put the orgy into a grinding hump?
Yes.
Yep, what brought the orgy to a grinding halt?
As you
So,
say, you're up.
Oh my god, my top one's amazing.
okay,
That is.
Right, wherever that is.
Yeah.
they don't look, no, put those back. You're not supposed to look at them, you're supposed to look at them as you turn them over. Maybe
The
because
next
I,
one there.
The next one, right?
maybe because I heard you say, oh, this is good, and I don't want anyone else to think that they've got an advantage.
Well, I quite often say that mine's really good when it's actually shit. So that people think I have the good one, but it's actually the shit one.
It was just out of curiosity.
It was that.
I made them get rid of these ones.
So I'm reading backwards, I can't actually see it.
It was Queen Elizabeth's Immaculate Anus, or taking a man's eyes,
Oh,
balls,
no, that
and
isn't
putting
my
them-
one. That was one that just fell from the bottom. The one
Yeah.
that I had was this.
What is it? That one's better.
Yeah.
Okay, so top card,
Yeah,
Sarah.
silence.
Good, makes sense.
Crushing Mr. Peanut's brutal booty.
Good work. Lee.
Good job. The miracle of childbirth.
Oh
I think I'll be competition.
Raven, your oh so great, your oh so amazing retort, your exclamation on this topic that will bring the world to its knees from darkness. What could you possibly be conjuring in that dark soul of a head of yours? What could it be, you immaculate motherfucker? What is it?
Pedigree of finding appearing with Catholic schoolboys. Dressed as a priest.
Lee wins.
You win. It's 4 points, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm sorry, but when he said that, I was like, I can't.
No, no,
beat
you're-
that. I can't beat that. I thought, right, one chance, man.
Was the next one.
That would have won it.
Anyways, guys, thank you very much for coming.
So she's surprised.
Oh no.
That kind of goes with crushing Mr. Peanut's brittle body. As well.
I was already surprised by that. What do you think? Yeah, coming to watch today. I know we only done 2 of the panels and stuff like that, but please check out Sarah Charles on the Switch and all other social medias under Chronicles of Geyser or Sarah Charles, and come and check out mine and subscribe. So see you later, guys. This is James Planet Warsaw, and the truth's more than it seems. And the same saying goes for her comic.
It's called Chronicles of Geyser, and you can buy it at MCM or on the website.
Ah, okay, there you go. See you later, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Fuck off.